single guy. Currently working at a well-known department store in downtown New York. Man, I drank too much. Thinking about going back to sleep with a pounding hangover, my phone suddenly rang. It was my boss, Bobby. Why is he calling on the department store's day off? Puzzled, I answered the phone, and he started excitedly.
Good morning, Alex. As promised, I'll pick you up this evening.
Huh? What promise?
Come on. Didn't we talk about it at the party last night? You're going on a blind date with my daughter today, and trying out living together.
His totally unexpected reply threw my mind into chaos. Too baffled to respond, I was left speechless as he casually ended the call with,
See you soon.
Unable to grasp what was happening, I drank some water and tried to cool my head, dreading the recall of last night's office party. Drowning my sorrows over a recent breakup, I got totally plastered. My ex named Emily, a 22-year-old model, was stunning and stylish. I was head over heels for her, but her cheating led to our inevitable breakup. According to her, there were plenty of other men, so it was better to split than to be called out on cheating. Her harsh words deeply wounded me, leading me to drink heavily. Though my memory is fuzzy, I vaguely remember sharing my heartbreak with Bobby. Just then, a message from my colleague popped up, asking,
Were you all right yesterday?
Curious about my interaction with Bobby, I asked for details, only to uncover a shocking truth. Seeing my distraught state, Bobby made an unexpected suggestion.
How about going on a blind date with my daughter? She's turning 37 this year, and seems quite anxious to get married. She's seriously looking for a partner, and seemed to have taken a liking to you when seeing at the department store. You know, I'm nearing retirement and would love to see my grandchildren soon. By the way, my wife is older than me, and let me share you. Having an older wife is truly wonderful.
In my drunken state, I apparently carelessly agreed with a sure, why not? Pleased with my response, he promptly made another suggestion.
Why not live together for a month as a trial to get to know each other? I'm sure you'll like her if you spend some time together.
Whatever you say. Raising my glass with those words, I now find that version of myself infuriating. I really want to run away, but having agreed myself, that probably isn't an option. As promised, Bobby came to pick me up in the evening. It turns out we were headed to a fancy restaurant for a meet-up with his daughter.
After dinner, we'll head straight to my daughter's apartment where she lives alone. It's fully furnished and you'll only need to bring your essentials. I'll move your stuff to the apartment while you two are dining. And, since it's a kind of blind date, why not wear a sharp suit? It'll really bring out your best.
Yes. Swept up by his enthusiasm, I packed a bag, changed into a suit, and seamlessly got into the car. Throughout the drive, Bobby kept smiling and saying,
I'm sure you two will get along great.
Hearing that, a flicker of hope started to grow in me. I usually prefer younger, cute girls, but after such a harsh breakup, maybe it's time for a change to date an older woman. Furthermore, if Bobby is recommending her so highly, maybe she is quite attractive. Filled with fanciful expectations, I walked into the restaurant. However, they were quickly shattered. The woman waiting was far from my type, a very plump lady. I've always preferred slender women. Being skinny myself as well as my mother and sister, the woman in front of me seemed all the more sizable.
Good to see you today. I'm Kayla.
Kayla greeted me with polite courtesy. She was dressed in a floral dress adorned with frilly lace. Her face wasn't particularly beautiful either, looking her age, which left me feeling inwardly disappointed. Nice to meet you too. After our greetings, Bobby cheerfully said,
I'll leave you two to enjoy your time together.
And left with a smile. What could I possibly talk about with a woman more than a decade older than me? As I racked my brain, Kayla slowly started speaking.
I'm sorry for dragging you into this mess. But don't worry. I understand my place.
Surprised by her unexpected words, I stared at her. Then she offered a kind smile.
My father is desperate to see me married off. But, as you can see, I'm not exactly appealing, and I'm bad with social interactions. To add to that, embarrassingly enough, I have no experience in love. So, I've actually given up on the idea of marriage myself.
Well, you got it. Hearing her story, I couldn't help but feel sympathy for her. It seems the one in a hurry isn't Kayla, but her father, Bobby.
So please, could you live with me for just a month? Of course, we'll have separate bedrooms, and I'll cover all living expenses. You're free to do as you like in my apartment. If it becomes clear that we can't live together, even my dad will probably stop nagging. If our arrangement doesn't work out, I'll make sure it doesn't affect you negatively at work.
Initially determined to reject the matchmaking at all costs, her words made me reconsider. Understood. I figured that Bobby really loves you. Given the circumstances, I'm willing to cooperate with the cohabitation. Upon hearing that, her eyes lit up with joy.
Thank you so much. I'm truly happy. But remember, I genuinely did think you were wonderful. I'm looking forward to the next month with you.
Same here, please take care of me. In truth, as I talked more with Kayla, I found her to be a kind and pleasant person. Despite her social awkwardness, I could tell she had a genuinely kind heart. Of course, she wasn't my type, and I felt sorry for her since she had some affection for me, but the likelihood of anything romantic happening was nil. Thus, we began our 1-month trial cohabitation. Although Bobby was excited and said,
This could lead to marriage.
We had arranged that after a month, we would both say, we didn't click, and end our cohabitation. However, living with Kayla turned out to be more comfortable than expected. At first, I worried about the age difference and lack of common topics, but after discovering an unexpected side of her, our conversation started to flow. What beautiful flowers! Did you buy them? When I asked about the small, charming white flowers arranged near the window, Kayla shook her head.
No. I made those myself.
Really? You did? I knew nothing about her. It turned out she was actually a flower arrangement instructor. With my strong interest in fashion and art from working at the department store, I was intrigued by her work. What inspired this arrangement? I asked. Her eyes sparkled as she explained.
These white flowers called snowdrops are delicate and lovely, aren't they? I imagined a winter wonderland for this piece, with snowdrops taking center stage. I wanted to capture the glittering beauty of winter.
I found her unique perspective and world of creativity fascinating. Talking about her arrangements was so enjoyable that time flew by. Though initially planning to eat separately, I found myself wanting to spend more time with her. Eventually, we naturally ended up sharing meals. Kayla was adept at household chores, especially cooking, which was on par with a professional. I had intended to share the household duties, but given her early riser habits, I'd wake up to a spotlessly clean house. Feeling somewhat guilty, I offered to help, but she insisted.
It's my request that brought you here.
Thus, in the end, except for laundry and cleaning my own room, she took care of the rest of the household chores. A constantly tidy room and delicious, nutritionally balanced meals. Such a fulfilling life is bound to be comfortable. Bobby from work was curious about how we were getting along.
How's the cohabitation going with my daughter?
It's been great. Kayla is excellent with household chores, and I'm very grateful.
That's wonderful to hear. Kayla always said, love isn't for someone like me. She's dear to us, but she's always been critical of her appearance.
Hearing his words sparked an idea in me. I had always wanted to thank Kayla for her delicious meals, so I decided to make her a custom gift using my sewing skills. I found some fabric that seemed perfect for her, and planned to make something from scratch. My mother used to teach sewing, so making clothes has been a secret hobby of mine. I currently work in the fashion department of the department store. To do that, I needed to take her measurements. When I broached the subject with Kayla, she was thrilled.
Wow, thank you. Then, please go ahead with the measurements.
Okay, excuse me. Nervously, I cautiously extended my arms towards her. It was the first time I had been so close to her, and my heart raced. Wow, she really is quite large, I thought. Her size was indeed well above average, but it was precisely because of her size that I believed the design would suit her. With that strong conviction, I presented her with the handmade dress.
Is this really for me?
The dress, with its glossy black fabric and large white rose print, suited her beautifully. Spending time with her, I began to feel that cool styles suited her better than cute fashions. Her tall stature made her the perfect canvas for bold, unique patterns. Kayla, you look fantastic. Would you mind if I did your makeup too? Having obtained a cosmetics concierge qualification when I started working at the department store, thanks to my sister who is a hairstylist, I had a bit of skill in makeup, though not as much as her. Using a book as a guide, I applied makeup directly to Kayla's face. Until then, she had only worn natural makeup, but I boldly chose bright red lipstick and deep black eyeliner for her. As expected, the bold makeup looked stunning against her jet black hair.
No way. I don't even recognize myself.
Such unique fashion really suits you, I think.
Thank you. I've never tried anything like this before, but it's wonderful. I always wore frills and small floral patterns because my mother liked them.
That made sense. Kayla had been influenced by her mother's tastes in her previous choice of clothing.
I've always disliked my appearance. So I thought makeup was pointless, but it's amazing how much it can change a person.
Yes. Not many people can pull off this style. Please have confidence in yourself. You are truly attractive. As soon as I uttered those words, I realized my cheeks had blushed. I myself felt that what I said was not just flattery. She was genuinely beautiful in my eyes. I never imagined I'd come to see her in such a light.
Alex, thank you. I'm so happy.
She said so, and gave me a charming smile. Seeing her joyful expression filled my heart with warmth. Age didn't matter anymore. By the third week of living together, I had come to truly realize I liked her. Although I initially might have been hesitant about her larger frame, I had grown completely accustomed to it. More importantly, I had fallen deeply for her character. I decided I had to convey my feelings before the trial period ended. Determined, I made plans to go shopping with her on our next day off. We decided to look for clothes that would suit her, spending the day together. During the shopping trip, I decided to express my feelings to her. Amidst those plans, I was shocked to receive a message from Emily, my ex, stating,
"I want to give it another go."
Before meeting Kayla, I might have jumped at that offer, but my feelings had already changed. I firmly told her, "That's not possible. My heart belonged solely to Kayla." I chose to leave the past behind and focus on enjoying the next day's date. However, the date with Kayla took an unexpected turn.
"Hey, it's you, Alex."
Walking through the shopping district with Kayla, we suddenly ran into Emily. Kayla looked at Emily with a puzzled expression, as if asking,
Who is this?
Similarly, Emily cast a disrespectful glance at Kayla, whom she was meeting for the first time. While Emily's facial features and figure might have been more traditionally attractive than Kayla's, her expression being filled with malice didn't look beautiful at all.
"Alex, Have you lost your mind from the shock of me dumping you? You used to like slim beauties like me, right? Walking around with a horribly styled old lady is such bad taste.
Emily's venomous words left Kayla frozen in shock. Then, Emily approached me with a cloying tone.
Come on, Alex. Wake up. Let's give it another go, shall we? I'm much better than this old lady.
I couldn't hold back anymore and cut her off. Don't you dare insult someone important to me. I was surprised by the loudness of my own voice. Both Emily and Kayla were taken aback by my sudden change. Kayla is the most important person in the world to me. Kayla looks wonderful to me, far more than you could ever be with your habit of demeaning others. I love Kayla that much. Even if it's you, I won't stand by if you continue to hurt her.
What? Fine, have it your way. That dowdy old lady suits you perfectly.
With those parting words, Emily stormed off and disappeared into the crowd. Realizing we had attracted the attention of passers-by, I quickly took Kayla's hand and led her to a quiet park. Possibly hurt by Emily's remarks, Kayla was soon shedding tears. It was important to find a serene place for her to settle down. Once we sat down on a bench together, I started by offering her an apology. Kayla, I'm sorry about what just happened. My ex was incredibly rude. Please, don't let it bother you. As I spoke, she looked up at me with teary eyes and said,
No, I'm just so happy. I've always disliked the way I look. I thought no one could ever like me. But hearing you stand up for me made me so glad. Like I said before, I liked you from the moment I first saw you.
Kayla. Overwhelmed with happiness, I gently pulled her into an embrace. I like you too, Kayla. You're truly beautiful. As I rubbed her back, she grasped my hand and responded,
Yes. Even if others might deny me, if you say those words, that's all I need.
Though things hadn't gone as I initially expected, I was able to convey my feelings to her. Thus, we officially started dating and planned to get married, which we happily reported to Bobby. He was overjoyed by the news.
Fantastic! My beloved daughter and my dear team member getting together is the best news ever.
After a year of dating, we got our marriage license. We're currently in the midst of planning our wedding ceremony. Due to Kayla having lost a significant amount of weight since we met, we need to have her wedding dress made anew.
Kayla has really become beautiful since meeting you, right?
Bobby said that while dreamily sighing over a flower arrangement magazine. To our surprise, Kayla herself was featured on the cover. Having built her career as a flower arrangement instructor, her achievements and stylish presence made her a charismatic figure in the floral industry. She tailored the black dress I'd first gifted her to fit her slimmer figure, and looked many times more beautiful than when we first met. The power of love is truly magnificent. Meeting Kayla healed the wounds of my past breakup, and allowed me to experience the joy of loving again. No matter what the future holds, with her, I'm confident that we can overcome anything. With that conviction in my heart, I showed Bobby a broad, confident smile.